Siren, beware, you're at high risk for destiny swapping. Destiny swapping happens when you have jealous, envious people around you. They see your light, they see your shine, and they want to have that too. And you can tell when someone wants to destiny swap with you when they copy everything you do. From what you wear to what you're involved in, they will mimic your outline. Whatever you do to grab attention for yourself, they will take those same steps to grab attention for themselves. And destiny swappers will reveal themselves. You just have to listen. If they say anything along the lines of, "You're so lucky, I wish I had it that way, why doesn't it happen to me?" And especially, "You get everything you want." You gotta watch out for those words. The sad reality is this can happen with best friends. The person you feel the most in sync with actually may be the person who wants to take over your life and is studying every move
Me and Kiara planned a trip to Antigua in 2017 where she completely played herself, right? Different story for a different day. Anyway, we wanted to do it again. And now that I feel comfortable with the fact that my friends are now all getting along, we've all been in functions together, they've all planned functions for me now, now they're in a space where they can even talk on their own to a certain extent, So now I don't feel bad about now I don't feel cringy about inviting them on this trip. So it was honestly supposed to be just the girls that helped plan my surprise party. It was supposed to be me, Kiara, Tiara, and my other homegirl. Let's just call her Franny for right now. Now, Franny don't really like Kiara, and me and Kiara have honestly already had this conversation because she liked to act like she don't care when people don't like her. But I was surely minding my business one day when she popped out and was like, "Cheyenne, why doesn't Franny like me?" And we had that whole conversation and that whole discussion where I explained to her, some people don't know you. I know you, right? So I understand your humor sometimes. I understand how you may come off. I understand that you don't necessarily process the things that come out your mouth. You literally think them and say it. And that don't work for everybody. You know what I'm saying? That may rub people the wrong way. And then how you act in certain situations as well can rub people the wrong way. She invited Franny to her lingerie party. Until this day, Franny don't let me live it down because Franny swore that I was the one that invited her to that party. And I said, "No, sweetie." I asked Kiara what her guest list was and who she wanted on it. And she specifically asked for you to come. The only person I suggested was Tiara because I said, "Hey, Tiara was willing to invite you to her, birthday party, her birthday situation in Miami. Do you want to invite her to your lingerie party as well?" And I would have just assumed when it came down to this trip, Franny really still wasn't fooling with Kiara like that. And Franny had knew Tiara honestly before me, but they were never like close friends or nothing like that. So I would assume either she didn't want to come, period, or because of the people that were going on the trip as well, she just didn't want to come. And instead of just saying that directly outright, she just played a lot of cat and mouse games, which I really didn't care for. So me and Kiara had already purchased our tickets at that point in time already. And we were also just waiting on Tiara. It is now February of 2020. And I'm sitting down under my business and I get like a invite in a text, like an evite in a text. And I open up the evite. It's basically like lashes or stashes, yada, yada, yada. It's an evite for a gender reveal. But the person that's sending it to me, it's under Tiara's mom's name. So now I just jump into Tiara's her text message like, "Bro, it's stashes all the way." When I tell y'all, I didn't even read the invite all the way. It wasn't until Tiara actually responded back to me that I realized the evite was for Tiara. Bitch, I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought Tiara's mama was pregnant. You understand what I'm saying? Because Tiara does have a younger sister that is a couple of years under her. You understand what I'm saying? So we're grown, and I think her sister's probably still in high school right now. You understand what I'm saying? So it wasn't too far-fetched for me to think okay, her mama pregnant again. I don't got no time. She can't have another girl. It's another boy. Because, child, boo, with you as a friend is enough. I don't need another girl in my life. But like I said, it wasn't until I spoke to Tiara that I realized it was for Tiara. And that's when I went back and actually read the full evite. And I kind of felt bad because at the end of the evite, it states that it was supposed to be a surprise. So I'm like, oh shit, I hope I didn't ruin the surprise or whatever. And then we started talking about her pregnancy and, You know, at first, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little annoyed and I was a little upset because it's like, girl, I'm sitting in your phone every other day planning a trip out the country this summer. You know what I'm saying? And come to find out you're pregnant and you're due this summer. But then I realized, like, wait, gender reveal. Wait, gender reveal. I think that's when it started to sink in for me, to the point where I literally started crying, because then I'm like, oh shit, like, my friend is really pregnant. And considering everything that I told y'all she went through in part 2, where she was consistently miscarrying or whatever, to get to a point where you're so pregnant that you're able to have a gender reveal, like, it really started to sink in, like, oh shit, like, my friend is really pregnant, like, she's really having a baby, like, we got this far, like, oh shit. Like, so I instantly called Kiara, like, girl, listen, it looks like it's just gonna be me and you on the trip or whatever, because now come to find out Tiara's pregnant, and as you know, Franny been playing games, so it's just gonna be me and you. So she's excited too, like, oh what, oh my gosh, tell her congratulations, da da da. And I'm like, you know, I ain't telling her nothing because it wasn't for me to be telling anybody anyway. I'm only telling you for the simple fact that we all had this trip planned to go on, and now niggas is dropping like flies. Then on the other end, I had ended up hitting up Franny, and I basically was like, oh, you know, we lost the Airbnb or whatever the case is, so, you know, we're just gonna cancel the trip. Now with all this time, all the baby planning and everything that's happening around Tiara's pregnancy, I included Kiara in everything. At this point, I'm like, you know, like I said, me and Kiara at this point is like Bati and Bench. Like, you see one, you see the other. You feel me? And then being the fact that we all had planned to go on this trip, and now it's kind of like canceled because of the whole pregnancy. Well, it's not canceled yet. It ends up getting canceled because shortly after this announcement, the pandemic ends up happening. I'm like, all of this is happening or whatever, I might as well just bring Kiara in on everything. And one thing about this, let me sit back and really get real with y'all, right? One thing about me including Kiara in everything that I did with my friendship with Tiara at that point in time regarding her pregnancy was for the simple fact that one thing that all three of us had in common is the fact that we all complained about our friendships with people. We all felt like we didn't have real friends. We all felt like we didn't have like a community of friends that we should have. Kiara has an older sister, and her older sister has, I wouldn't say a large friend group, but she has a handful of friends. And to see how they actually love one another, I'll be like, yo, I was born too late in life. Like, I don't think I should have been born in the 90s, because I don't think people, especially in the mid to late 90s, I don't think anybody in that era knows how to be loyal. And we all would have different conversations, or me rather, I would have conversations with Kiara about it, and then on another hand, I'd have conversations with Tiara about it. Like, you know, just friendship in general and the things that we've been through in friends, and, you know, the things that we wish our friends would do, and yada, yada, yada. So in this season, in this era where everything's going on and everybody's going through such a big transition or a life change, or at least one of us is at this moment, I felt like this was a good point in time to like gather everybody together, or get people together, so to speak. And the fact that they were now coming into a point where they started taking a liking to each other, where, you know, they can interact on social media, they willing to go on trips with each other. We all pretty much like the same things. Culturally, we're pretty much in the same pot. We all like the same activities. We laugh the same, we joke the same, you know, our humor is the same. So it's like, it was a good mesh to try to mesh all three of us together and create a community in that. You know what I'm saying? That was my motive, and that was my intention. Tiara herself was just going through a lot, or whatever the case is, with her pregnancy, and she divulged to me at a point in time that, you know, she wasn't really enjoying her pregnancy due to the things that were going on with her baby father. And again, being that I was there for the first round of losses years ago, I was like, absolutely not. Like, as my friend, absolutely not. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and watch you stress and be depressed while you're pregnant and this is your first like real pregnancy. So literally from that conversation and from that moment, I made it my business as her friend, and fuck that, as family, to do any and anything that I could, any and everything that I could to help her enjoy the rest of this experience. Because at this point, she was already like 5-6 months or whatever. I'm just trying to like choose my words carefully because I really don't want to start reading and clocking shit till the end of this video. When I tell y'all she got the best of me, bro, she really got the best of me. This is one thing that actually pissed me off, and I didn't say anything when it happened because I thought if I said something, I would have been petty, but like I said, I broke the bank. I went wild when it came to Tiara and this child, baby shower and everything, and shit off the registry and yada, yada, yada. So much so that even with the things that I bought for the baby itself, I also held the concept in my head that, you know, women often get forgotten in their pregnancy, where, you know, everything's about the baby shower, the baby gender reveal, the baby, and nobody's really realizing or understanding that the mom is going through so much changes within herself, physically, mentally, emotionally, you know what I'm saying? And for everybody to bypass that just to come and rub her belly, the baby, you know, it must feel a way, especially when you're high risk and you're nervous, you're anxious, you don't know, you know, like, you know, damn, I felt a cramp. I don't know if this is a cramp of me losing my baby or if this is just Braxton Hicks, you know what I'm saying? So one thing I definitely did make a point to do was to celebrate her herself in her pregnancy. So even at the baby shower, I made like a gift basket for her filled with things that she personally liked, things that were about her. Like, she's a lash girly. She loved her a pair of lashes. I threw some lashes in there. When she go out and she liked to drink, she's a Patron girly. She liked to call it Pat and Ron. So I threw in little baby nips of Patron in there. Like, and it's like the Patron is wrapped in like baby diapers and stuff. I'll put a picture. Chad was so cute. And the little things that Kiara did purchase for her at first or whatever, when she first found out about the pregnancy, I stuffed a couple of those things in there too. Tiara's a bath person or whatever, so I went to Lush and got bath bombs for her, and then I ended up finding a bath bomb for the baby. Little cutesy shit just to make her feel good. You understand what I'm saying? And she had ended up posting that on social media after the baby shower and tagging me and Kiara in it, like, oh, look at what my friends did for me, da-da-da. And I'm sitting there like, bitch, your friends ain't did shit. I did that. The fuck are you talking about? I did that by myself. Like, let's not. The one time that I did reach out to Kiara, it was for like the baby bouncer or walker or whatever the case is. It was like $150 or one something. And I'm like, hey girl, you want to go half on this item off the registry, yada, yada, yada. And so said, so done. So whatever she walked into that little event with her hands or in her hands or whatever she sent you through the mail, that's all that came from her. Nothing that had my name on it that had anything to do with me, unless I told you we did it as a joint venture, came from Shorty. Okay? So yeah, I just wanted to clear that up because it bothered the fuck out of me when I saw that. Like, don't be giving nobody credit for the shit that I do, because can't nobody do shit like me. And that's the problem, because a lot of these bitches out here right now, especially Kiara right now, is out here trying to be me, and that shit is weird. Get your own life and your own friends. Like, it's honestly a reason why people don't like you and why. Anyway, moving forward.
Because while I'm sitting here digging through this, and I got mad shit I gotta sort, but I'm sitting here digging through this. Like, I don't know. I ain't got no shame. Let's just talk about how my friends and my family really just know me. Because I got me a whole mug, some soakers, candles, Y'all already know the pattern, Ron. Like mad stuff I can soak in, like mad bath bombs, eyelashes, oils, eyelashes. Emphasis on the eyelashes because y'all know I like a good lash, but like I'm so emotional. Ah!
Anyway, shit started getting weird for me after the baby shower. One of the things I had brought her was a belly cast or whatever. And I'm like, girl, we need to hurry up and do the belly cast, yada, yada, yada. Because at this point, it's like mid-May, end of May. We need to hurry up and do the belly cast, blah, blah, blah. I hit up Kiara and said, hey, you want to pull up with me over to Tiara's house or whatever, because we plan to do a belly cast, yada, yada. Even in this conversation, too, when I invited Kiara to do the belly cast, she was like, yeah, sure, because Tiara had already hit her up and asked her to do her hair for labor, because Kiara's like she's not like a legit hair braider, but she could braid hair. So that went over my head too, because I'm just like, at this point, we didn't have a group chat or nothing like that. Like, it's just like they had each other on social media. So it kind of went over my head, but at the same time it didn't, because again, I'm okay, and I like the fact that my friends are getting along. So okay, she asked you to do her hair, whatever, you know, and I'm already incorporating you into this scenario anyway, so it didn't make no never mind to me. At that same time, Kiara was actually moving from, you know, her family's longtime home into a new spot. So she's letting me know, like, yeah, but she may need my help as well. So literally that day, I left my yard in Jersey, drove all the way to Westchester County to help Kiara move, then drove back uptown Bronx to drop Kiara's man off at the time. In the middle of that, I said, yo, let's stop off at the farmer's market. I want to buy Tiara some mangoes, because that was one of her cravings during pregnancy. Then we head over to Jersey or whatever the case is to go link up with Tiara and do whatever. I'm just laughing at this because the person that they portray me to be is so crazy. When I did this all in one day, and I didn't even have a car at that point in time, bro. I was renting a vehicle to do all of this, okay? Anyway, I had to drop Kiara all the way back to the Bronx and then still drive back to Jersey to come to my house so that I can be able to drop off the rental the next day. Okay? And again, nobody's helping me drive. I was actually cool with my ex then, and I had to call him to sit on the phone with me because at this point, I'm falling asleep on the road. So, Tiara hits me up once I get home, basically on some, you know, let me know when you reach home type stuff or whatever. So when I reach, I let her know. And she's like, oh, a package is supposed to be there for you when you get home. So I said, okay, no problem. Go downstairs for the package, open the package, and it's a godparent proposal gift where Tiara's basically asking me to be the godmother to her baby and yada, yada, yada. I'm not gonna lie. It shocked me and it touched me because in my brain, the rockiness of the friendship that me and Tiara had, I never once thought that she would ever ask me to be a godparent to anything. And two, she already has two people that she claims are her best friends. So if anything, they would have trumped me anytime. You understand what I'm saying? So I never expected that from her. I sent Kiara a picture of the gift or whatever. And her response is what threw me off. And from there, my spidey senses was tingling, but I wasn't paying too much attention. You know what I'm saying? She's like, oh my God, I wish me and Tiara was friends so she could have asked me to be the baby's godmother too. What? Would I tell y'all that threw me off? Because I'm like, what? Like, if you think that Tiara asking me to be her child's godmother is due to our friendship, then you absolutely have no idea about our friendship. If I'm really gonna keep it a stack. So, anyways, I just wrote her back something generic like, oh, you know, you could be a godparent through me or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? Because I honestly did not know how to respond to that. That shit threw me off. It weirded me out. I'm not gonna lie. So anyway, moving past that, like I said, I continuously invited Kiara into whatever we had going on, down to the fact that now the baby's born, and probably like the first 3-4 months of his life, I was taking off a week of work or whatever the case is, or even just a weekend, just to come down there and spend some time and help her out, whatever the case is. Some of the occasions I would invite Kiara. I want to say around the end of the year 2020, December 2020, that is when the baby had turned 6 months or whatever the case is. So, you know, we were all at the little house for the little 6-month celebration and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. From there, I think like Kiara had said that she was planning something for her birthday and she wanted to do something for her birthday. So she was doing a little shindig in her new crib or whatever. So we're like, okay, cool. In the back of my mind, I'm like, damn, I hope Tiara really come, because it would really suck to know that I had my friend Kiara out of state for each and every one of your events when it came to you, your family, and your baby and all of that stuff. And now when it's time for her birthday event or whatever the case is, like, you find an excuse not to come. So I was shocked when I got there, and like I got the text when Tiara was like, oh, she downstairs and blah, blah, blah. So that was a cute little event. We had a time. And that was pretty much that on that.
It's the body, it's the face. Yes. Give it to me. Slay for me. Your friend could never come through. Yes, how? Woo, woo. I think get pregnant. She following your lead. Keep going. Hey, bubble, hey, it's the cheeks for me, skinny toe, whoa. First of all, stop molesting my damn jacket. Boom, bam. Boom, bam. Boom, bam.
And remind you, like, Christmas and everything passes as well. So now this is the first year that we're all, first of all, this is the first year that I'm ever exchanging gifts with either of these two people. And I've known them for over 10 years at that point in time. So that's what made me think, like, okay, like, I'm really actually building a community. Like, you know, now we're really close and yada, yada, yada. Like, look at us now. We're doing gifts and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, like I said, I am the grandiose person. So everybody knows me to be the greatest gift giver and yada, yada, yada. Like, I'm the person, I'm going to go the extra mile. Like, I'm going to get you what you want and what you asked for. And then I'm going to get you something that's like a personality gift. Like, something that I know that you'll like. You know what I'm saying? So again, I bought Kiara and Tiara whatever they wanted. And then I ended up buying them both the dancehall artist Shensia. At that point in time, she was actually selling lashes. Like, she had a whole lash pack. I wish I still had my case. I have my lashes, I just don't have the case. But not only for the fact that they are lash girlies and they love lashes and yada 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 to both of them, but it became like a common thing that if we went out or if we were even in the car and we were bumping music, there was this one Shensia song that every time it came on, we all turned up to. So I just thought it was like a little cute thing to get each of us like a set of lashes, because I got Tiara one, I got Kiara one, I got myself one too.
Is this the gift you got for me? Because if it's not, I'm gonna feel so stupid because I didn't open it. I don't know if it's you who got this for me or if it's the girl who live here, Rihanna, who got it for me. Because I know this is for me. Like, who else? Like, what? You know, I haven't been on social media, so I didn't even know she had like her little eyelash kit line. Like, these eyelashes are like, well, the first one is me. The second one isn't. The third one, not really. But I would keep this for like, what else? It's not memory. For like a look, because this is so freaking cute. This is so cute. I'm like, who the hell got a thing with me on with my picture? Yo, I love this. This is so freaking cute. If it's not you, then disregard this thing. But this is so freaking cute. This is bomb. Oh god, and you know I don't have social media, so I didn't even know she had like her own line coming out. Oh, this is so nice.
And I just thought it was like a cute little thing. It came in like the cutest little case ever. It was just, and like I said, it was just like a personality gift. Like, oh my god, this is something that they're gonna love. It came in a set of 3. It was cutesy. So we're doing that, we're exchanging that, or whatever the case is. And this way it gets messy too. So yeah, let me address this, because like I said, I didn't want to clock tea too early, but since we here, let me do this. There was a point in time, when I get towards the end of all of this, there was a point in time where Kiara had wrote my friend talking about, oh, she used to kick your back in, she used to talk about you, da 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 da, whatever. And she's trying to bring this up about this soap. So let me address this and get this out the way. So during the pandemic, you know how everybody thought there was an entrepreneur or whatever the case is. Everybody wanted to open up a business. At some point, Mine decided that she wanted to open up a little cosmetology business and sell like soaps and facial products and body shimmer and stuff like that. And I'm 100% supportive. Anyway, her sister is actually very creative, very handsy, whatever. And she also had a business during the pandemic. Actually, her little sister's business was first. And during that, I purchased a couple of things from her sister's business. I purchased a Black Lives Matter t-shirt, and I purchased a plaque that I ended up putting Tiara's son's first month pictures on and gifting her that for his month anniversary. Because one thing about it, every month that child turned a month old, I was sending gifts to that house. I was sending essentials such as soap, Pampers, wipes, bibs, whatever, plus like a toy, just to be like, you know, or something that he needed for that developmental growth, or just something to celebrate him at that point in time. Because to me, and for me, him being here was legit a blessing. Again, to know how many losses she suffered before she was able to have this baby, him being on earth was just so surreal to me. And then you got to understand, like, the first year of life is also very delicate as well. Like, just because your child is now earthbound does not mean that they're still safe. Your child can still experience things like SIDS. You know what I'm saying? Where you think everything is good and your baby's perfectly healthy, and the next you know, you find him in a crib and he's not breathing, God forbid. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like every month I made sure to send something to be like, yeah, my boy here. You understand what I'm saying? I'm celebrating your life. Whatever date of his birthday was, let's say he was born on the 16th, every 16th of the month, there was something showing up in the mail. Period. Okay? So, I say all that to say, why did I say all of that? I said all that to say, I purchased 2 things: the plaque for the baby's month anniversary and the Black Lives Matter t-shirt. At some point, I started looking within myself and I was like, damn, Cheyenne, like, buy something from your brand's shop. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't make it look bad, because I don't know, maybe she feels some type of way too, like, oh, you steady always buying for my sister, you ain't never bought nothing for me, like as if I'm not supporting her business. You know what I mean? So after the plaque and everything or whatever, I reached out, I'm like, hey, what's your website or whatever, because I want to purchase something off your website. No response. Another day goes by, no response. I ended up having to hit her sister up like, hey, can you send me your sister website, blah, blah, blah. She sent it to me right away. So I'm like, okay. Anyway, I ended up purchasing 2 soaps. I wanted, back then, Ancient Cosmetics was like popular or whatever, and they had like a whole turmeric line or whatever that I wanted for like hyperpigmentation reasons and yada yada yada. Somebody had promised to buy it for me at one point in time. It never came. So I'm like, fuck it, let me just buy a turmeric soap and I think like a green tea soap. I did that, wrote my friend, hey, I purchased from your website, yada yada yada, just want to let you know. Again, basically no response. I didn't get a response until later on, where she texted me and said, oh, hey, I'm on vacation or whatever. I'll ship your stuff out as soon as I get home. I said, okay. And at that point, I'm already annoyed and I'm already pissed off because fuck the fact that we're friends. If I was a regular customer, this would be unacceptable to me. Like, honestly, there's no reason that I'm reaching out to you, trying to contact you about your business, and I'm not getting a response promptly. Okay? It's days upon days upon days until I get a response. Then I go on social media and I'm looking into your business page. Your business page doesn't state that, you know, you're on vacation or you're closed for a couple of weeks or whatever the case is. So it's like, if I was a regular normal customer buying and it's taking you damn near a week, that's what it seems like, to reply, when it comes to your business, I don't want to do business with you no more. And I don't care who you are, best friend, foe, stranger, it don't matter. I would never want to do business with you again. So anyway, I was at Tiara's house when all of this was going down with Kiara, and I was venting to them about that. Anyway, she sent it and it was like she shipped it overnight, because when she told me she shipped it out, I got it legit the next day. When I got it, the presentation was horrible. And again, this is no shade. I ended up sending it to Kiara like, girl, so you mean to tell me that all of the hoopla that I went through just to get these 2 soaps, this is how they came? Then on top of that, as I'm using the soap, I'm realizing in 2-3 days, the soap is just withering away. So I'm like, maybe I'm not using this soap right. Maybe I'm just not using this soap right. Because I'm using it as an all-body soap, because as I went to go do my research on her website, it just says skin. That's really broad. It's not very specific, because I have skin everywhere. You understand? Your skin is a very large organ. So what part of my skin? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, me and Kiara went on the website to try to figure it out. Like, maybe it's user error. Maybe it's me, because nothing is making sense right now. Like, this whole thing is not making sense right now. And I'm just taking the fuck back. Now, when we fast forward back to this whole Christmas shenan where me, Tiara, and Kiara are now gifting each other, Kiara ends up going out her way to gift me this soap line from this Instagram boutique. It came with a body scrub, a black soap with turmeric, and all types of other stuff or whatever. When I get it, she's like, oh, send me a picture to make sure everything came, blah, 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 And in her gifting me and me receiving the gift, opening it and showing her like everything came, whatever, or showing her what came, she tries to make a slight remark. And I didn't like that. Don't do that. That's where you're going to have me fucked up at, because it's one thing if I want to vent to you. Don't you ever fucking take that as a license to feel like you can slight her, disrespect her, and I don't go for none of that. I don't care who you are, how long I know you. I don't play them JT Carisha games. You understand?
Phone is really bugging, so I'm gonna just voice note. But correct me if I'm wrong. Wouldn't it last based on how many times it's been lathered up? So whether it's been lathered up for your face or lathered up for your body, wouldn't it last the same amount of time? Because my Irish Spring soap lasts almost a year. Like, I'm confused. And then like people who get like black soap and whatever, that shit lasts forever. So, and that's technically just for your face, right? Or like, I don't get it. I really don't get it.
We're not going to do that, because first of all, Shorty sent me a face soap and I was the one using it wrong. So we're not doing that. Well, if that makes sense to you, Cheyenne, well, yeah, it definitely does make sense to me. What are you talking about? The fuck? Anyway, so let's clock all that and get that out the way. Because running up, talking about, oh, she was dogging you out, she was kicking your back in, that was never tea. And this is why I wanted to save this for the end, but this is why I'm wearing a shirt that says be the light. Because one thing about it, in Kiara's videos, at the end she has this little outro that's like, be the light in this dark world or whatever the fuck. And the whole time, bitch, you are the dark world.
Guys, don't forget to be the light in this very dark world, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
You are the dark world. You're the dark cloud. You're the liar. So you know what? I am gonna be the light and illuminate every single one of your lies. Clock that. January-ish, right? Everybody's orders was pretty much backed up when it came to like delivery of all the gifts. Like, you know, with the pandemic and everything shipping wise was taking real long. So Tiara's gift for me took real long to come, and vice versa, whatever the case is. Anyway, I ended up having to go to her house to go pick up my gift, and I went to just go see the baby and everything too. And at that point in time, like I said, I would notice just different things in the conversations we would be having, because at this point, Tiara had made a group chat with all of us in it. And I'm just like noticing little stuff in the group chat, just certain things that Kiara would say would just be like, like you're doing too much. And like I said, after the whole comment of, I wish I could be the baby's godmother too, my spidey senses was already tingling. So every time I would find her doing something extra, I would low-key be side-eyeing it in my head, like, is this girl good? And I would think I was bugging. I would just think I was bugging, so I never said nothing about it. Until I got to Tiara's house and she's giving me my gift or whatever the case is. She sent me out to her car to go get the gift. And I come back, I'm opening it in front of her, like, oh my God, this is so cute, da da da. She got me like this little spiritual box thing or whatever, because you know me, then you know I'm really into my spirituality and stuff like that. So she got me this little spirituality box or whatever, which was so cute, because I didn't even know you was paying attention to me like that as a friend for real. So it was real nice to, you know, get that. And again, this is the first time we're gifting each other as friends. So it's like, oh wow, like, damn, you bitch, you actually know me. In that, I was like, oh, is Kiara's gift out there too? Like, you want me to just give Kiara her gift? And she's like, Kiara gift? And I'm like, yeah, you ain't get Kiara her Christmas gift? And she was like, I mean, yeah, I got it, but I needed my funds, so I ended up having to return it. And I said the next time y'all pull back up, I'll rebuy it for her. And I was like, okay. Low-key in my head, I'm like, all right, maybe you don't know who your friend is. Because I did want to tell Tiara how I was feeling about Kiara at that point in time. But listen, oh my gosh, like when your intuition tells you something, just please move off that. Because I really did want to have that conversation with Tiara. Like, honestly, like Kiara's starting to rub me the wrong way. Like, she's just moving a little weird that I don't like. She's doing a little too much that I don't like. Like, especially when it comes to the baby. Like, we all have our roles respectively when it comes to you and this child or whatever. But I feel like Kiara was in a place where she was trying to force herself into a role. Like, one second it's, oh, I'm the baby's dad, I'm the baby daddy, this and that, and oh my God, he looks just like me, he looks just like me. And it's like, girl, you good? And it's funny because, again, since I met Tiara and growing with Tiara, every single body who has seen us thinks that we're family because they feel like we resemble each other. Even at a point in time, me and Tiara went like through our little baby pictures, and we found a baby picture where we look dead the same hairstyle and everything. So even at a point when her son was born, he was a couple months old, Tiara's mom even looked at her and was like, yo, you know he could pass to be Cheyenne's son? So now when we saying stuff like this and I'm like, oh, look at my twin, yada, 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 Kiara would be in the chat and be like, oh, please, here we go, here we go. Like, bitch, what you mean, here we go? Like, down to his granny is saying that this is my twin. What are you talking about? It came down to a point where even Tiara was texting me, talking about, oh, she had a dream that I was pregnant and I was giving birth in the hospital. And she was so confused. She was like, it was me, you, Kiara, and the child's father was there, but we didn't know who he was. And when the baby came out, I was so confused because I was like, yo, who is Cheyenne fucking with? Because this baby don't look like me, her, or my son. To show you how much niggas actually resembled each other for real in real life. So now imagine me pulling up in the group chat talk about, oh, he looked like me or something like that, and you talking about, oh, please, now this, he looked like me, he looked like me. Like, at some point, I can respect that maybe it's a little joke, kiki, but in another hand, you're doing a little too much. Like, you really want to force yourself into something where you legit don't fit. So yeah, that's how I was feeling, and I did want to convey that to Tiara at a point in time, but I was also watching how they were interacting, and the way they were interacting told me that if I divulged that information to Tiara, I feel like she was going to end up going behind my back and telling Kiara, and then it would be a whole drama-filled situation that I honestly did not want to be a part of. So I said, let me just keep it to myself and just watch, because maybe I'm bugging, whatever. The following month, February, Valentine's Day, I'm onto my business and I'm on social media and I'm tapping through everybody's stories. I happen to tap through Tiara's story. And in this story, she's opening up this gift that basically has a bracelet in it. The bracelet had like engraving on it on the inside that it was like something like, oh, you're so awesome, or something like that. And then in the story post after that, it was like you know how you send like a little message in the gift or whatever the case is. It had whatever she had said, and then it said at the bottom, you know, from Kiara or whatever the case is. And I'm sitting back looking like, I'm in confusion. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at it because I'm like, I'm in my head like, in the 10, 12 years, I done known both of y'all. I ain't never got me no gift for Valentine's Day or whatever. We done never exchanged gifts for Valentine's Day. I'm very much confused. So I'm like, not too much, Cheyenne, or whatever. Like, let me see. Just wait and see if you get one in the mail. Because when I tell y'all, I'm so confused. So I'm like, okay, days is passing. I ain't getting nothing in the mail. I'm not getting no text that nothing is in the mail. Then I'm starting to look at it geographically, and I'm like, the courier would reach me before it reaches wherever Tiara's at. So, if anything, I should have got mine first, if there was one for me. But ain't no gift. Ain't no bracelet come for me. So I'm sitting here like, what the fuck did I just miss? So that right there solidified for me and stamped for me everything that I was thinking and feeling prior to. That I said like, my spidey senses is tingling, but maybe I'm bugging. Yeah, that right there for me confirmed for me that I was not bugging. Something was carrying on. A little friend favoritism was happening underneath my nose. Fuck is carrying on. Now, like I said, I don't have no problem with my friends getting along. But getting along to the point where y'all start to try to X me out? Fuck is going on? So anyway, that's about February, March, April starts to pass around. And just to throw in a tidbit, at this point in time, I'm already talking to Jasmine. At this point in time, I had already reached out to Jasmine. I reached out to Jasmine, in November? We had our conversation at that point in time. And I wouldn't really say we were like rekindling a friendship, but we were definitely cool and cordial at that point in time. We were definitely carrying conversation and yada, yada, yada at that point in time. And in April, I had went on a vacation and came back basically. And when I had came back, Jasmine had gifted me the very same ring light that I'm using today, a backdrop stand, and some drapes for the backdrop. And not for nothing, when I got the gifts, I thought it was so fucking hilarious. And honestly, when I got the gifts, I said, well, ain't this about a bitch? Like, this bitch really the devil. No shade, no tea. But I said, this bitch really the devil. Because the audacity for us to have fallen out over, not even because we fell out over something completely different, but what really turned it up was the fact that I made a YouTube video about why we fell out, which led to you trying to expose me and then some and whatever. So I can't imagine that now, fast forward to present day, you're buying me equipment to go ahead and make more story times. Like, what? When I had got the gifts, I said, boy, let me call Kiara and tell Kiara this, because at the end of the day, out of all of my friends at the time who had met Jasmine, Kiara was the only one that really took a liking to her and that genuinely liked her. Like, even in our fallout, Kiara would be like, you know, I'm kind of mad this happened between y'all. Like, I didn't think that this should have went this far. Like, I really do want y'all to sit down and have a conversation, yada, yada, yada type of shit, right? So I reached out to Kiara and I'm like, girl, guess who bought me XYZ? She's like, who? And I told her. She's like, oh, what? I say, yeah. Been cool for a couple of months or whatever. I just haven't said nothing. I was like, you know, Tiara's gonna kill me or whatever, so I didn't put it in the group chat yet. Kiara's like, oh, you know, nobody should feel no type of way that you're friends with her again, or if y'all are cool, blah, blah, blah. And at that point in time, I was on the era where I was like, we cool. I never said we was friends. After all of that situation that had happened, it's a little too soon and it's a little too close for comfort to be calling Jasmine any type of friend of mine at this point in time. Like, I may play dumb, but I ain't dumb. So she was just like, you know, I think it's your decision. Nobody really should feel no type of way, blah, blah, blah. Like, your other friends shouldn't feel no type of way if this is what you want to do. So that was that. Left it at that. Shortly after the time that I told Kiara about Jasmine buying me the ring light and stuff like that, I was also planning my 27th birthday, where I wanted to do a lingerie party. And also, again, I was in like my party planner era, so I really just wanted to throw a party just to decorate it and see how it came out and all of that. So I was looking into Airbnbs and yada, yada, yada. But I was also in an era where I had my friends, you know, that I grew up with, primary school, elementary school, middle school, high school, whatever. But now I'm also transitioning into my healthcare career or whatever, where now I have friends that are part of my healthcare life. So it's like I kind of want to mix and mingle, but I'm kind of skeptical about mixing and mingling. So I'm like pretty anxious about my guest list or whatever. And I kept talking to them in the group chat, like, you know, I'm kind of iffy about the people I'm going to invite. And then the one Airbnb I did end up booking, it ended up having to cancel on me. So then I had to book a different one. And then that B&B had a smaller people limit. So all of that just had me all over the place. And I was just like, damn, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to do. And I'm bringing that to their attention in the group chat. Kiara comes in the group chat and she's like, oh, Cheyenne, did you tell Tiara who your special guest is going to be at your party? Now that threw me off because, what? What are you doing? And then on top of that, I just expressed to you, I didn't even tell nobody, much less a Tiara, that me and Jasmine is now cool. And the reason behind that is for the simple fact that one of the times that me and Tiara fell out involved a situation that had to do with Jasmine. And from that situation, Tiara let me know, like, you always friending up these bitches, Cheyenne. What's your problem? You always friending up these bitches. What made you want to go party with that bitch anyway? Da-da-da-da. Going off at the mouth. So yeah, you on Facebook, social media talking about, oh, I don't know that light bright one. I don't know that light bright one. And you don't know this girl from a can of paint. So what would make you feel that I would be so, or what would make me feel that you're so inviting that I can come and tell you like, oh yeah, me and Jasmine is cool now, knowing the fact that you never liked the girl from the jump? And then the type of person Tiara was, I knew if I said something about that at the wrong time and it upset her, it was going to affect the relationship that I had with my godson moving forward. Okay? I know all of this because I know who my friends are. This is not shit that I assume. I've been with these people for 10 plus years of my life. So if I don't know their demeanor, their personality, how they would react or whatever, then there would be a problem with me. Okay? I know who my friends are. I know the people who I surround myself with. So therefore, I knew how that information would have gotten taken by Tiara.
Yes, I already invited Akeem. As I said, he's a thought. So he was so ready, so freaking ready. And I told him, I was like, oh, if you want to invite another guy friend, whatever, you could. So he already was like, yeah, oh my God, I was going to ask. I'm like, shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. I'm like, so I asked him what guy friend was he thinking to invite. Let me just tell y'all right now, from now, like, I don't know about y'all. I don't think guys are attractive. So just know these niggas ain't either. Like, it's just for the heads, basically. Like, it's just for the heads of the party. So, so yeah. Cheyenne, did you tell me about your infamous guest?
So now niggas I move like them can't say blood clot text. Oh no can't hand it. Whatever say. I'm not laughing. I'm really not laughing. Oh no can't blood clot stand there. I'll know me can't get blood clot text. Hey, them kids say I joke me already now.
Anyway, that was the first incident. In the midst of all of this, right? Kiara is starting up a business of her own. Like I said, 2020, 2021, everybody wanted to be an entrepreneur. So she's starting up like this candle business, this waist bead business or whatever. She puts it and presents it in the group chat, and automatically I'm like, you know, do your thing, shorty, yada, yada, yada. I'ma come to your house tomorrow and cop 2 of your waist beads, whatever, whatever. So said, so done. Went to her house, and we talking about I get the waist beads or whatever the case is. Also at this point in time too, right? Remember we were planning to go to Antigua, and then the pandemic happened and it canceled the trip. Now we're trying to rebook our trip to go to somewhere else. We're like, let's probably do Jamaica, whatever the case is, and then whatever. Because at the time, Tiara had wanted to take the baby to Jamaica during his first year to go see her grandparents and all of that. So I'm like, if anything, we could just rebook our tickets and book it for Jamaica and go with Tiara, just in case, you know, she may need help with the baby and stuff like that while she's down there. I said all of that because in the midst of planning all that, Kiara lost her passport. So while I went over there to go purchase the waist beads and support her business or whatever, we also like turned the house upside down a little bit looking for her passport. If you ask me, I swear to God, this day, if you ask me what my intuition tells me that she didn't lose not a passport. I feel like she played them passport games because she knew what she was about to do next, and she knew we would never end up going on no trip together after the fact. So while I'm at Kiara's house, she ends up asking me about the guest list. I had the guest list in a note in my phone at that point in time, and I read off every single person that was supposed to be on the guest list, right? When I had the first Airbnb, Jasmine was on the guest list, and I definitely did invite Jasmine or whatever the case is. After the second Airbnb, and now I had to limit my amount of people, she was one of the people that I was going to drop, right? So said, so done. So when I read off the list to Kiara when I was at her house in front of her, you never heard me say Jasmine out my mouth. Cool. So now the very next day is Mother's Day, and we're in this group chat now, right? And the conversation of my guest list was the last conversation in the group chat. So now that we're resuming the next day, now Tiara's asking about it. Like, oh, what you mean? What's wrong with your guest list? Yada, yada, yada. And I'm just like, you know, I'm iffy about the people. And she's like, oh, well, who you got on the guest list? And I'm like, well, the same people that you see come to all of my birthday events. Kiara jumps in and she's like, well, she means, yeah, like who? And I looked at the both of them, or I'm looking at the text at the both of them like, girl, bye. Because if y'all feel like I'm finna list every single person that y'all see every year for me, it's crack. Because y'all know these people. So I'm not finna go down no line and list nobody. Next thing you know, Kiara jumps out and she's like, oh, so is Jasmine coming? And at this point, I'm pissed clean the fuck off because I know what you're trying to do, and I knew what you was trying to do the first time you did it. But now, because I'm not taking the bait, and y'all realize I'm not taking the bait, your only option left to do was to drop the name to stir up whatever the fuck you wanted to stir up. Here come Tiara. Jasmine who? Jasmine who? Kiara come back in, Jasmine girl, not Aladdin. Oh, so it's a key. Okay. I see y'all. I see y'all. Mind you, and me and my cousin is running up and down for Mother's Day for our own mothers and so on and so forth. So I'm not even responding. And then on top of that, I'm actually on the phone with my homegirl and my homeboy at the time too. So I can't even listen to the WhatsApp voice notes that's being carried on. When I got home, I ended up getting on my laptop and getting on WhatsApp to be able to hear the voice notes while I was still on the phone with who I was on the phone with. With that being said, voice notes in the back talking about, don't get low now, nigga. Don't get low now. Jasmine who? I didn't know y'all was cool. It seemed like you told everybody else but me. Da-da-da-da. When I tell y'all, whole chukumpe aguan, I said, what the hell? Like, I'm so confused. Talking about get low. First of all, I'm trying to be respectful because it's Mother's Day. Why are we even having this conversation on Mother's Day? And this is your first Mother's Day at that. So honestly, I'm not trying to respond. But since you don't want nobody to get low, I'm going to respond now. Fuck is you talking about?
What the actual fuck? So when was niggas gonna tell me that niggas was friends with their fucking enemies again? Nah, I hate all of y'all. I'm out. One. Nah, get the fuck out of here. What the fuck? Yo, like... Yo, this how I know bitches don't fuck with me. This is how I know bitches don't fuck with me. But it's all good. Like I said, birthday Dylan sound like it's gonna be a good time. Sound like it's gonna be fucking lit. Yo, we gonna fucking make this birthday a fucking lit one. So we might as well fucking invite the whole fucking shebang. Like, so it's gonna be a lituation. I'm gonna wear my lingerie and my Tim boots. Like, nah, I'm just playing. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm a grown ass woman. I could stay out big people business and mind my business. So it really just don't matter. I'm just really off the strength of that was something serious. You know what I'm saying? And niggas, my friends, you know, didn't even tell me. But I mean, she told you, but she didn't tell me. But you can't just come and drop a bomb like that and disappear, like, and no validation. But again, nobody owed me nothing. So it's really just like, whatever. It's whatever. When you said that shit, I had to pause, like, huh? Like, my neck actually went back, like, Jasmine who? Because it's like that rain, like, I thought of that, but I'm like, nah, maybe she met a new girl named Jasmine. But I'm like, nah, honestly, like I said, I'm out. One.
And I let them know out my mouth, like, all the shit that y'all doing is whack, bro. And I'm gonna let y'all know off rip, like, I feel like this was baited. Y'all plotted this just to see what was going to happen, and now we're here now. And I feel like that's whack. Now Tiara trying to stick up for Kiara. Oh, you acting like the girl did it on purpose. Da-da-da-da.
I don't know what that whack comment is about, but I will say, off the strength of I do share a lot of things with you, considering, you know, if we're friends, I feel like there should be some type of vulnerability amongst one another. But I feel some type of way off the strength of, it's not that I have beef with the girl. I don't give a fuck about the bitch. Girl, bitch, whatever you want to call her. Female, woman. Happy Mother's Day to her. I don't have beef with her, but off the strength of she dissed my friend, I'm not going to be cool with her. Like, especially in the way that she did it, I just can't respect it. That's just how I'm coming. Like, I never cared for Jasmine. I never disliked Jasmine. I just don't give a fuck about Jasmine. That's one of your friends. I just don't care for her. But, you know what I'm saying? Even if that's how I felt, in my day and age, I would never just go scratch off the girl face if I would have seen her. Like, if you cool with her, you like it, I love it. Am I going to support the fact that y'all friends? It doesn't matter. You're not obligated to share nothing with me. Your life is your life. But I just feel some type of way off the strength of it's just like, wow, like, I thought, you know, we was friends to a point where, you know, our friendship has reached a place where we were very open and whatever. But you know what? I'm not even going to get into all of that. It's cool. Like I said, if there's anything that's necessary that, you know, you would like my help with regarding your birthday party or whatever, please do reach out to me and we can work that out. But as far as I don't think that's going to be malicious about it, because first of all, the bitch's memory is shit to begin with. But even if it's like you telling her, don't tell, you don't think like, that's kind of weird, because even if it's not just me, like, even if you did decide to invite her birthday party, which is on you, like, off the strength of you, I'm not going to diss her, show her no bad face, because again, it's your birthday. I'm not going to do that to my to my friend at her own event. Like, that's weird. Now, if it's in the streets and I seen Jasmine by herself and she carries face towards me, then that's a different scenario. But as I said, however you feel about, because you mentioned it, that's between y'all. But how I feel about the situation, I have stated. But again, it's not obligated to somebody's business. So let's just nip that in the butt. But as I said, everything good. Everything is great.
I'm not acting like nothing. I know exactly what she was trying to do. You were trying to be mixy. You were trying to be messy so that you can snake your way in and gain your friendship and gain a godchild in the fucking process, like a weird bitch that you are. What would make you bring that up 24/7? What would make you bring up my business in this group chat? Please let me know. So now they have it in their head that I went and told Kiara that I was cool with Jasmine, but I told Kiara to keep it a secret and keep it a secret from Tiara. I said, are y'all bitches crazy? I'm motherfucking grown. I never sat on no phone and said, oh, Kiara, I'm cool with Jasmine now, but don't tell Tiara, okay? Are you fucking dumb? I said I didn't put it in the group chat because I know how Tiara would get. Respectfully, because I know my friend, I knew that that was going to be a conversation I would have had to have with her on my own time. But I'm going to definitely do it before my birthday party, because how would I look now as a friend having you walk into a function and seeing faces that you ain't even know I was cool with yet? I'm not even going to do that, especially knowing the situation. I know how my friends are. Like, I know how my friends are. You know, when you have overprotective friends that will jump and leap for you? Yeah, I know who my friend. If we're talking about it, the only reason I did invite Jasmine was for the simple fact that at this time when we're cordial and cool, it ended up being a point where I was going to her house almost every week, every Tuesday to be exact, waiting for a ride to go home. Because I had a ride, and I think I said this in my other video, I had a ride that used to drop me off all the way to my house in Jersey. We got off an hour apart from each other. So for me to kill that hour's worth of time, I went to Jasmine's house because her house was closer to my job. One of those times that I went there, Jasmine's god sister was there and her older sister was there. And she had let me know, like, based off of how we fell out or whatever the case is, her family members are not too fond of me or whatever, and her sister's going to be there. Her sister always had a thing like, oh, it's on site when I see her, it's on site when I see her, whatever the case is. And Jasmine was just basically like, listen, I just wanted to let you know that my sister's here. This is how she felt about the situation. Of course, I'm not going to let nobody fight, but I just wanted to let you know so you're aware type shit. Okay, cool. And beyond that, I have been in her house where her brother was there, with her brothers there, her dad there, whatever the case is. So it's like, at this point, if I could sit around and be around your people after everything, why can't you be around mine? You understand? And me, I'm the type of person, I'm ready for whatever. Like, I love to address the elephant in the room. So it's like, and I've always told Jasmine too, like, one person I really do respect out of everybody in her circle is her older brother, because the very first day he saw me at her house, he walked in and he was like, oh, y'all friends now? You know what I'm saying? And I like shit like that. Like, if you feel some type of way, you want to take up for your family member, your friend, and you want to put shit out on the table, lay it out. We could talk about it. I don't care. I would respect you more if that's the case than to wait until after I leave and then you want to pop big shit, yada, yada, yada. No, I don't respect that. So I fuck with people who really address the elephant in the room. So I thought it was only fair if I had to go through that and indulge in that when it came to her and her people, then yeah, come around mine. Fuck is you talking about? Because the niggas around me claim that they feel some type of way so bad. And honestly, if they want to address it, I'm going to let them address it. I'm not going to let nobody fight. But if they want to talk about it, they want to talk to you about it, then go ahead. Simple math. The fuck? But anyway, like I said, after having to rearrange and adjust my fucking guest list, she had to get X'd out. So what the fuck is the problem?